Hey everybody, welcome back to JakeBuilds. This time, we're focusing on the Turn A Gundam. For a Mobile Suit Gundam, well, Turn A. This is not from a Universal Century or Future Century, this is from the correct century. Still unsure what that exactly means. Haven't exactly watched the anime, probably should do that. But this is one of the more unique-looking Gundams to come out of any sort of Gundam series that Bandai has produced. As you can tell, the V-fin is on the head, but it's like a giant mustache instead. A little strange, but not too terribly strange. Anyway, looking at the box here, the Turn A, or the WD-M01 Turn A Gundam. That is its full designation with the Ingressa Militia Mole Suit. On the side of the box here, everything's in Japanese, so I could probably translate it, but ain't nobody got time for that. Probably a blurb about how the mole suit is extremely powerful, and apparently one of the strongest in the series because it's apparently powered by a black hole. Pretty cool. On the other side of the box, it shows it in some action poses, especially with how you hold the weaponry and its beam sabers, and its, I guess you could say, it's not a core fighter, it's more like a flying cockpit. I guess you can call it a core I don't know. Look, man, I don't ask questions, I just build them. I should probably watch that show, though. It's English dub. If I can find it, of course, because that's a running theme with being able to watch some of these Gundam shows, is that it's very scarce on how to find the English dub. However, I will go over the person who kind of recommended it for this video. He recommended a bunch of stuff, including this kit, from Steven Middendorf, who said, maybe try some 30-minute missions kit, 30-minute missions kit, 30-minute sister kit, or 30-minute fantasy. The idea of buying a base kit, then option parts to build it up, however you want, is amazing to me. Maybe try some Turn A kits. I'm mainly a UC guy, but I dabble in all the series kits. So I heard Turn A, and I already had the Turn A, so I figured, build the Turn A. Why not? I do plan on doing some 30-minute mission kits, 30-minute sister, and maybe 30-minute fantasy kits in the future, but we're focusing on the Turn A today. With the box, we have Runner A, which is predominantly in white. Pretty neat. Not too much to write home about. Same thing with Runner B, because Runner B is also an opaque opaque white. Pretty neat. Probably a lot of ways to panelize it, make that greeble on detail look better. Then we have Runner C, which is predominantly gray for the hands, the shield, and a lot of the leg parts, including some widespread open hands, which, yay, we finally get some wide open hands for once. Expressive hands. Yay. And then Runner D, blue, mostly for there on the body. Pretty cool. Very typical Gundam blue. And of course, moving over to Runner D2, the yellow, which is, I believe, for on the cod piece / part of the front flaps, which are pretty cool. Our beam sabers, very atypical. You see these in just about every kit, unless they don't have beam sabers, in which, some kits just don't. Finally, moving on to a couple more. E1, which is predominantly red for up on the feet, the shield, some of the midsection pieces, and the head. Pretty cool. Before we move on to our polycaps, we have one little. This is also E2. Or this is actually E2. This is the clear piece for the, I guess, core fighter that it comes with. Pretty neat. We'll see if that has some greeble on detail in there. Our polycaps, which are not in gray, they're in white to match Runner A and B. I guess that's a pretty cool idea to match the color of your polycaps to the kit's predominant color, which is white. Now, I've only ever seen this once again, or another time with the Astray red frame, which is pretty cool. Moving on to our instruction manual. Sorry, I kind of already prepped it for the video. We have some more coolness out of the turn A, which is pretty cool. I am burping a lot, and I need to fucking stop that. Of course, you see it in all of its glory. There are some color correcting stickers in here. Not a big deal. Not as egregious as some kits can be. Speaking of, here are the color correcting stickers. Now, we have these red pieces for there on the legs, the camera, or the eyes, the head camera, and some of these are for the guns. Not a big deal. If you want to paint them, I would use the Dispate markers, which don't require any priming, and therefore more like detail that you otherwise couldn't get, and especially kind of replace a lot of these color correcting stickers. A brain fart. Now, with that being said, I did want to announce something while making this before we get any further. I did want to make this two parts. One part is just a full-length JakeBuilds. No cutting, no editing out, no time-lapse. Of course, the two different versions of the video, you know, no time-lapse and time-lapse, which is pretty cool, which is the basic JakeBuilds, and then the long JakeBuilds, I guess you could say, without the editing. I don't know if that'll go on the main channel, or if it will go on my other channel, which I'm still trying to think of a name for. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below if you want to see me do a full-on long build of the turn A, and then I might actually start showing off a lot of the just straight long builds, which are just completely silent because I turn off my audio because I mostly just focus on doing the time-lapse. But with that being said, let's get building. And we're done. And I definitely have to say, right off the bat, the only thing that really hurts this kit is a massive lack of color. That's it. That's the only thing that hurts this kit. And I don't usually commentate on the lack of color, but just from looking at it, you definitely see, if you've ever built it, or if you can see a lot of the detail I'm showing on screen right now, this kit's got a lot of greeble on detail that you just don't see because the lack of color. On top of that, the construction of the kit is much different than most high grades that I've built. I could definitely say, especially in the legs took the longest to build, honestly, because they were just very strange. But, yeah, to sort of go through some of the articulation, you can get a kick all the way up to there. And without a static back flap, you can actually do, or butt flap, sorry, you can actually do full splits, front and back. So, yeah, good articulation. Arms can go out like there, and can go like that. The only problem is that the shoulder armor is very static, simply because of these flaps back here, which hold the beam sabers, which, yes, these back here are the beam sabers. Pretty cool. They're much different than any other Gundam I've ever seen. Now, of course, you can kind of flip these out just a little bit, and you can get some more rotation on the arm. That's about it. It's very, the arms aren't super articulate. That's fine. I mean, mostly gonna have them out like that anyway. The shield's pretty cool. You can see kind of that detail on there too that you can bring out with panel lining. So far, I really like it. You can turn the head, go and do this, turn the head all the way around, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of great detail on here that just you lose because there is no panel lining, or there's a lot of rebuild on detail that could use some serious panel lining. Now, speaking of alternate parts, we do have the chests right here, which actually the internals of these chests, or these pieces, are supposed to be gray. Now, of course, you can take a like Gundam marker or something like that and then paint in the gray or black, however you want to do it. Probably gonna leave it how they are because I don't plan on displaying it as so. So this is the front, this is the back. You could replace the front and back pieces. The core fighter, or what do you want to call it, it's supposed to go like right here per the transformation. Pretty neat. Not much to write home about. It's literally just two pieces stuck together. You definitely need to seriously color it up to make it match the block right here. As for the gun, I did not put on the red stickers, simply because I do intend on painting this bottom and top piece and this piece at the tip. So yeah, and of course you have two alternating parts. You've got this part back here, which is just the normal stock, and you can replace it with this, which has an extra handle, which apparently is supposed to be a long-range variant of the beam rifle. So that's pretty neat. And of course, we have alternate hands. These aren't closed fists, they are just holding hands. Pretty neat. We have alternate back parts to mount the gun and the shield, which are pretty neat. And of course, our atypical beam sabers, which are, again, pretty typical. Not much to write home about. But yeah, that has been JakeBuilds, the Turn A Gundam. It was pretty neat. I do like it. It's a bit more complicated in the legs than I thought it would, but hey, that's just par for the course. I have been Jake92K. I appreciate all of you watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye now. Hey everybody, you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate all of you for watching, and if you like what you see, hit the like button, and if you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to get notified whenever a new video goes live, hit the bell notification. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye now.